Hey, everybody, welcome back to another series recap. This is episode number 10, the 10th series of the Rangers 2024 campaign against the Washington Nationals at home. Let's dive right into it. Game one, Rangers win big, 7-1. They got to Mackenzie Gore. Great win from the Rangers. In game two, a little bit of a different story. 1-0 loss. A lot of big chances for the Rangers. Bases loaded twice. Nothing to show for it. They get shut out. But in game three, they answer the shutout with a shutout of themselves. 6-0 Rangers win, and they win yet another series, back-to-back series wins. Let's dive right into it.
Yeah, and then, y'all heard the scores there. The pitching was incredible. We had Eovaldi on the mound for that most recent game. Then we had Heaney, and then we had Gray to start it. And guys, Heaney gave up the most hits of anybody that pitched this series, and that was only 4 hits. These guys were dealing. Just basically no runs across the board. Jon Gray gave up a run. Heaney gave up a run. The bullpen was absolutely locked down. Latz had 2 appearances, no runs. Leclerc threw, no runs. Colwyn threw, no runs. And finally, Jonathan Hernandez and David Robertson, same tune. So love what the guys are doing out there on the mound. Need a lot more of that just as we're going down the stretch, especially with some of the batting struggles we've had. But man, how about Jon Gray? Just what an April. Dig into that.
So Jon Gray had a historic April, the best April for a starting pitcher in Rangers history. He was 1-1 with an ERA of 1.24. So that ERA is the best in Rangers history for the month of April. He only gave up 4 earned runs in the entire month.
The guy's just absolutely killing it. And, we just need to keep him healthy. That seems to be the biggest theme over his career. He'll have good stretches, but sometimes he'll go down. So if we can keep him on the mound, keep him getting outings, heck, maybe even out of the bullpen, as we saw earlier this month, I think we're going to have a good time. He's been just killing it this season. But yeah, let's move over to the batters. We sing a little bit of a different tune. We've got some guys just absolutely struggle at the plate right now. We got Seager, we got Langford. Those guys, we've seen better days, is what I'll say. Langford had 5 Ks on the series. Seager had 1 hit and 13 at-bats. That's just not what we're used to seeing from the guy. The hope is we'll get back to a more regular Corey Seager season soon. But let's jump up to some of the guys that have been well. Nathaniel Lowe, since he came back, has just been absolutely tearing it up. And this series was no different. He had 3 hits, 2 runs, an RBI. He was just all over the field. I love his little flare swing that he does. It's hilarious. Marcus Semien keeping it rolling, doing well, had a triple. Love to see that. And then hold the applause. We got Josh Smith. Absolute dog this series. 4 hits and 9 at-bats. Taking the walks. He's got 3 of them. 4 runs. People are knocking him in. He's been an absolute catalyst for this team. He slugged .889 in the series. The guy's on fire. And to tell you how on fire he is, we compare him to Luis Arraez last year. This year, Josh Smith, 318 average, 423 on base. Last year, Luis Arraez, who was the greatest contact hitter we've maybe ever seen, 299 average, 347 on base. Josh Smith is doing something special, guys. I'm not tooting the horn, but if he keeps playing like this, for sure all-star. And he's probably a candidate for MVP. He's putting up crazy numbers right now.
Oh, if you're looking at this team and you're looking at the All-Star game, with it being in Arlington, he absolutely is an All-Star. Him and Adolis have to be locks for All-Star. They're the 2 best hitters on the team thus far.
Yeah, and it's incredible to see. Smith's season last year, he was hitting 185, had an OPS of 632. And last year he's hitting the ball a little bit harder, but this year he's focused a lot more on getting flat contact through the ball. And it's paid dividends for him. So we love to see it. And all this brings up the question. We know whose position he took. It was Josh Young. Josh went down with that hit by pitch. Just very unfortunate. But what do you do when he comes back? He's got incredible power. He plays an incredible defensive third base. Where do we put Josh Smith? I propose an outfield spot for him or DH. We've seen Langford struggle. We've seen Leote struggle. I personally would be fine. Move Evan Carter over to center. Try him out. He's great in the outfield. And then have Josh Smith play left, and you maybe have the best offense in baseball. What do you think?
I agree. You gotta keep both Joshes in the lineup. If you sit Smith after what he's done, when is he ever going to play? He's absolutely earned an everyday spot on this team. And Josh Young obviously is going to be an everyday spot on this team. So now, like you said, Langford or Tavares, one of them is going to be the odd man out. I think it makes sense to put Smith in the outfield or let him DH. But we'll see, man. I'm glad we're not making these decisions.
Yeah, suffering from riches, as they say. I mean, what a problem to have in a season that we just weren't sure how it was going to go. I mean, to have a guy like Josh Smith step up and just be an absolute animal, you just love to see it. But that's all for the National Series. So we kick it off with Kansas City. They're playing really good ball right now. We're half game back to the Mariners, so hopefully we can take 2 there and get back to the top of the division. But we will pick it right back up after the Kansas City series and let y'all know what happened.
Let's go. Let's stay hot, Rangers.